Chapter 61 Mysterious Stone Tablet, Powerful Tombstone? Civilization Trial, will there be rewards for items? His brows were furrowed, full of worry. Today, the Earth has only experienced the second round of civilization trials, and many rules for civilization trials are still in the exploratory stage. He thought each reward in a civilization trial is improved for all people in each civilization, but obviously not so. As an SSS level reward item, this stone tablet may be a treasure that can change your destiny. Think of this, his eyes couldn't help but turn red. At the same time, countries around the world, with the sound of settlement of the civilization trial, the people of the 52 countries that had received awards became restless. Some people were happy and excited, some people are envious and jealous, someone is worried, some people are pessimistic. With a 30% physical bonus, our country has finally done something good this time, and it's actually an S-level rating. Our physical condition has only been increased by 1%, and there are still more than 2,000 monsters in the territory. I feel like I won't be able to survive the third round. Huaxia has another perfect evaluation. What is the stone tablet as a reward? Our country will not reward you anymore. Why are you still participating in the trial? This damn civilization trial is determined to destroy us. Each round of trials, that mysterious voice will announce the number of remaining monsters in each country. Invisibly, it has aggravated the anxiety and tension in the hearts of people in various countries, especially in those countries that are not on the list. The people are even more desperate. In the future, they will no longer be able to obtain rewards, but they still have to continue the trial, which means that the civilized trial has sentenced them to death. The purpose, it is already obvious. The trials will not stop until all civilizations are destroyed. China Monster Research Institute. It's not a reward that everyone wants. Yang Mo looked at the meteors that were falling rapidly in the sky, looking a little regretful. What he wanted most, in fact, it is still about the improvement of all people, which can help China achieve a leap in overall strength. I have never seen this stone tablet in my previous life. He murmured, I am also full of curiosity about the rewards issued in this civilization trial. After rebirth, the butterfly effect he caused has become more and more obvious, and he has gradually deviated from the trajectory of his previous life. Not only the order of the monster's arrival has changed, even the settlement reward of the civilization trial showed something he had never seen before. Dean, satellite monitoring has traced the stone tablet, and it landed in Linzi, Shandong Province, my country. At this moment, Zhao Ziyan hurriedly broke into the office and reported Linzi. Yang Mo was stunned for a moment. A trace of doubt flashed in his eyes, then he said in a deep voice, hurry up and notify the local department, seal off the scene, protect the stone monument, and prohibit anyone from approaching. After that, he took Zhao Ziyan, Zhang Yongguan, and others and rushed towards Linzi. 3 hours later, Linzi, outskirts of the city, in front of a 3-meter-high stone monument. Is this the reward for our second round of trials? Zhao Ziyan stared at the dark stone tablet in front of her and couldn't help but muttered, it looks like a stone. There is an inscription on the stone tablet. No, it's all blank. This stone monument it landed from the sky and made a huge circular pit on the ground. It was not damaged at all, standing straight in the center of the pit. The whole body is pitch black, about 3 meters high. No traces of words or symbols were seen on the stone tablet. It seems mediocre. Ask researchers from the technical department to conduct a comprehensive inspection of the stone first. Yang Mo half squinted his eyes and carefully looked at the blank stone tablet in front of him. Intuition told him this stone monument is definitely unusual, otherwise, it would not be given to China as a perfect SSS level reward. That night, with the stone tablet as the center, a temporary base rose from the ground. Researchers in various fields across the country, everyone rushes here. With the help of professional instruments and equipment, a crazy analysis of this mysterious stone tablet was launched. One research report after another, coming out one after another, place it on Yang Mo's desk. Dean, this is a partial report on materials science, particle structure, geology, energy science, and mineralogy. The rest of the research data is still being analyzed. Yang Mo stretched out his hand and quickly looking through these reports. Based on isotope detection, the composition of the mysterious stone tablet does not belong to anything found in nature on Earth. The order of binding particles, its display and arrangement are extremely exquisite, and it is more like a man-made object, synthesized by the creator using an unimaginable technique. On the hardness, it completely exceeds the hardness of the hardest alloy that modern civilization can create, and can withstand energy wave impacts at least 10 times greater than that of nuclear bombs. This 10 times, it is not an upper limit, but just a conservative estimate, because with modern technology, it is impossible to predict how strong an energy impact it can withstand. At the microscopic atomic level, researchers even discovered that every atom hides a small world broad and vast. There is an indescribable sense of depth. What on earth is it? After reading these reports, Yang Yimo became even more confused. As the research continues, he has the feeling of a primitive man trying to study China's most advanced Galaxy Tianyi supercomputer. Dean, I know what it is. Zhao Ziyan slapped her forehead and screamed, "What?" Yang Yimo was stunned for a moment. It cannot be studied with scientific and technological means, which means that it must be something in the extraordinary realm. Zhao Ziyan held her chin and vowed, "I have read many novels, it may be a legendary magic weapon, such as a powerful tombstone or something like that." Tombstone? The corner of Yang Mo's mouth twitched a few times. One thing to say, this mysterious stone tablet is completely black and indeed looks like a tombstone, right? The more Zhao Ziyan talked, the more she felt that she was right, and she affirmed, "It is contaminated with the aura of great power, and its power is unpredictable. Maybe a trace of aura can kill second level, third level, or even fourth level monsters." Dean, if you don't believe it, why not try it with a monster? Then try it. Yang Yimo glanced at Zhao Ziyan and pondered. For a moment, immediately issued an order to the research institute in Yanjing. It didn't take long. A half-dead 002 imitator who was being studied was flown in and placed in front of the mysterious stone monument. Roar, this 002 imitator has a fierce look and a soft heart, constantly roaring and threatening, full of vigilance. He seems to be fine at all. Zhao Ziyan's eyes widened, her eyes wandering back and forth between the 002 imitator and the mysterious stone tablet. The situation she guessed did not appear. The imitator 002 acted like a normal person, leaning against the stone monument and staring at them warily. "Take him down." Yang Yimo waved his hand with a dark face. He was also out of his mind, and he actually believed what Zhao Ziyan said. Chapter 62 Jixia Academy. Wait a minute, Dean, maybe it's because the stone tablet has gone through too many years and its energy has been exhausted, so it malfunctioned. Zhao Ziyan was a little unwilling and quickly defended. The words just fell. Yang Yimo turned around suddenly, staring straight at her with his eyes. She looked a little panicked. "What did you just say?" Zhao Ziyan swallowed her saliva and said weakly, I just said that the stone tablet has gone through too many years. Be our next sentence. The energy is exhausted, that's it." Yang Mo's eyes were bright and he instantly captured the key point. Maybe energy is the key to driving the mysterious stone tablet. Figured this out. He took a deep breath and re-established the research direction. Conduct an energy input test on the stone tablet to see if it has any abnormal reactions. Hearing this, the expressions of the surrounding researchers could not help but light up. No hesitation, move quickly. An energy input plan was formulated and a new test and analysis direction was launched. 3 hours later, the new data report was placed on Yang Mo's desk. "Dean, your guess is correct. All the input electricity is absorbed by the steel, and its molecular arrangement, atomic structure, and particle motion have all changed significantly." Zhao Ziyan looked at Yang Yimo and was very excited. In the report, many data clearly show that energy input has a huge impact on the stone monument. Although in appearance, there is nothing abnormal about the stone steel, but it has undergone earth-shaking changes on a microscopic level. Yang Yimo nodded, also a little happy. This explains that his direction is not wrong. Energy has an impact on the stone tablet. Just, in order for the stone tablet to display strange functions or performances, 3 hours of energy input is obviously not enough. Notify the power department in Linzi to transfer all the power while ensuring civilian use. He took a deep breath and issued the order again. 2 days later, inside the Linzi temporary base, massive electric energy was mobilized from the power station near Linzi and poured into the mysterious dark stone monument. Under high pressure. On the stone tablet, blue arcs of electricity appeared from time to time, make a sizzling sound, but high power input for 2 days. The mysterious stone tablet never responded. He poured cold water on Yang Yimo and all the researchers. Stone tablet, it's like a bottomless pit that's insatiable. It can't be filled at all. Dean, why don't we mobilize the national power again? Zhao Ziyan smiled bitterly and suggested. She planned to, just like the demon mirror plan, continue to mobilize electricity across the country and input it into the mysterious stone tablet. Tomorrow is the day when the third round of trials begins. We can no longer cut off the country's power supply casually. Yang Yimo shook his head. Tomorrow, the monster is coming. The whole of China knew nothing about the monsters, and cutting off the power rashly could easily cause panic. The energy it needs may not be electrical energy, but a higher level energy. Looking at the stone tablet in front of him, Yang Mo murmured. He observed it for 2 days. There was a vague guess in my mind. Electrical energy IT has always been a relatively low-level secondary energy source in the universe. Superior. There are also hydrogen energy, nuclear energy, etc. It's just because of conditions, the transportation of nuclear energy is complicated, and it is difficult to transfer it to Sherbet in a short time. But besides that, after the trial of civilization, a new energy body was discovered from the monster's body. Have you brought all the things I asked you to prepare? Yang Mo turned sideways and looked at Zhao Ziyan. Zhao Ziyan nodded quickly. Except for research purposes, I have brought all the 12-sided crystals in the courtyard, 173 in total. While speaking, a staff member took these crystals and brought them to Yang Mo. Yang Mo took out one of them and threw it towards the stone tablet from a distance. Immediately afterwards, something magical happened. The 12-sided crystal, which had always been indestructible, melted like ice and snow after coming into contact with the stone tablet. See this scene. The surrounding researchers all widened their eyes, as if they had realized something, but the movements in Yang Mo's hands did not stop. Continue to pick up the 12-sided crystal. Plunge into the stone monument. 2.3.4. Not long after. I invested more than 90 coins. The stone tablet in front of me still has no reaction except swallowing the crystal. Dean, how about we? Several researchers looked at these precious crystals with expressions of pain on their faces. Yang Mo frowned. His guess is correct. The 12-sided crystal does contain higher level energy and can be absorbed by the stone tablet, but the number of crystals required seems to be very, very large. He has invested more than 90 crystals, still not reaching the critical value. The stone tablet. Still no response. How much energy does it absorb? Yang Mo had a headache and became more and more curious about this mysterious stone tablet. With ease, habitually put in another crystal, the crystal disappears, the ice melts and the snow melts. Next, the incredible happened. This mysterious stone tablet, which had been unresponsive, started to tremble violently in front of his eyes. It seemed as if a mysterious power was born, pulling him. Fly quickly towards the 3-meter-high stone tablet. At the moment of impending collision, his body miraculously penetrated the stone tablet and entered the inner world of the stone tablet. Is this the inside of the stone tablet? Yang Mo raised his head and looked around curiously. That moment just now, he was pulled by a terrifying force and appeared here the next second. Look around. He seemed to be standing at the foot of a mountain, surrounded by patches of farmland. Beautiful scenery. The scenery is pleasant, there is a gentle breeze and it is extremely peaceful, but at the moment he had no intention of admiring these scenery. Hurry up, the mountain leader is going to give a lecture. At this time, the two hurriedly ran past him and rushed towards the mountainside not far away. Old costume? Yang Mo frowned slightly, shocked by the costumes and decorations of these two people. Those two people, they seemed to be only 16 or 17 years old, with their hair tied in a bun, wearing coarse linen clothes, and holding 2 bamboo slips in their hands. Looking in a hurry, there is clear stupidity in his eyes. Looks like a college student who was about to be late. Wait, when did my clothes become ancient costumes? Yang Mo lowered his head and discovered another shocking situation. His costumes and attire, all of them have been replaced with ancient styles, and they don't look like modern people at all. A waste. He also carried a wooden token. Yang Mo was confused. I am becoming more and more curious about the world inside this stone tablet. After a little thought, he quickly followed the two of them and ran towards the mountainside. Not long after, he rushed to the mountainside and saw a slightly crude school. The two of them bowed to the old man at the entrance of the school and hurriedly ran inside the school. Ancient school? The corner of Yang Mo's mouth twitched a few times and he subconsciously raised his head, just in time to sweep across the door of the school. Only the top of the gate, there is a dark stone tablet hanging on it, with 4 characters written on it, Jisha Academy. Chapter 63 Controllable Nuclear Fusion Technology. His pupils shrank suddenly. Countless questions arose in my mind. The inside of the stone monument, there is actually a school hidden inside. The name of the school is exactly Jisha Academy, which is exactly the same as the school 2,500 years ago. Boy, the mountain leader is about to give a lecture. Why are you still standing there? The old man at the door of the school raised his eyebrows and pretended to be angry. You have brought the school token with you. Yang Mo came back to his senses. Subconsciously he looked at the token on his waist. Subsequently the old man stepped forward, took his token, he waved his hand and motioned for him to hurry in. Yang Mo swallowed his saliva and walked into Jisha Academy with surprise and suspicion. It didn't take long. We came to a wide square. Futons were spread everywhere. On the futon are students in traditional costumes who are sitting on their knees with their hair tied in buns. The front. He was an old man with gray hair and a plain blue gown. Ha! The old man who was giving a lecture noticed the unfamiliar face and suddenly showed surprise. There are new students coming today? Old sir, where is this place? Yang Yamo bowed to the old man and finally couldn't help but ask. You entered my academy to study, and you asked me where this is? The old man rolled his eyes. Yang Yamo, that's all. The fact that you can enter my academy means you are destined to be with me. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask me about? Yang Yamo was about to organize his words and plan to ask again when he suddenly heard the old man's words. My mind can't help but moved. I plan to test whether this is an illusion. So he asked, I want to know how to break through and apply controllable nuclear fusion technology. Lindsay Base, Ward. Dean. The calls came one after another. Yang Yamo slowly opened his eyes, and what came into view was a delicate face full of worry. The dean is awake. There was a sound of surprise. Not long after, a dense crowd poured into the ward and surrounded Yang Yamo. What are you? Yang Yamo looked around and found that he was lying on the hospital bed, and Zhao Ziyan, Zhang Yangguang, and a group of researchers all looked at him with concern, with deep worry in their brows. Dean, you finally woke up. You have been sleeping all day and night. Zhao Ziyan rubbed her reddish eyes, but what she said shocked Yang Yamo. Have I slept for so long? His eyes flickered, and he quickly recalled what he had experienced during this period. After putting 98 crystals into the mysterious stone tablet among the stone monuments, a huge force appeared, pulling his consciousness into its inner space. Inside, quick! Get a pen and paper. Yang Yamo sat up in shock and quickly looked at Zhao Ziyan. Zhao Ziyan was stunned for a moment, but I didn't ask much. Run out of the ward quickly and got the pen and paper Yang Yamo needed. Immediately afterwards, Yang Mo's brush writing, easy to express. Not long after, I wrote more than 30 pages of content. House, Dean, you. Zhao Ziyan was so frightened that her face turned pale again. I mistakenly thought there was something wrong with Yang Mo's brain, but the expression of a researcher in the energy field next to him changed slightly. His body was trembling, and he became more and more excited as he watched. Nuclear fusion technology. This is nuclear fusion technology. It is still an application method of nuclear fusion technology in a controllable field. The words just finished, the researchers in the ward widened their eyes with expressions of disbelief, scrambling to push forward. I want to see what these manuscripts written by Yang Yamo are. Actually, nuclear fusion technology is not difficult. Major countries such as China and the United States have mastered it in the last century. The really difficult ones, it is controllable nuclear fusion and the application of nuclear energy. This technology has troubled the world for more than 40 years, and there has been no breakthrough yet. But now, Yang Yamo actually hand-drawn the general direction and core principles of controllable nuclear fusion. If true, the entire Chinese scientific research community, and even the global scientific research community, will cause an unprecedented sensation. Everyone calm down first. Zhao Ziyan was frightened by this group of crazy researchers and quickly shouted, the dean has just woken up, don't accidentally hurt the dean. Everyone heard this, then he calmed down and suppressed his excitement, quietly waiting for Yang Mo's handwriting. An hour later, Yang Yamo took a long breath and finally stopped writing. Rely on memory. Yet he wrote down all the knowledge he gained in Jisha Academy. This is also thanks to the strengthening of the national physique. By the way, his memory has also been greatly improved. Let's take it and have a look. Yang Yamo handed over 100 pages of manuscript to everyone. Several researchers in the energy field quickly stepped forward and carefully picked up the manuscript, like a treasure, verified carefully. After several confirmations, his expression became more and more certain and ecstatic. Yes, this is the realization and application of controllable nuclear fusion. The bottleneck in the energy field that has plagued the world for 40 years has been broken. In the ward, a huge cheer suddenly broke out. The old man actually answered my question about controllable nuclear fusion. Recalling what happened inside the steel, Yang Yamo couldn't help but swallow his saliva, looking uncertain. Mysterious stone tablet, Jisha Academy. There is also an old man giving lectures. The most outrageous thing was that the old man answered his question about controllable nuclear fusion in a serious manner. Let's go to the stone tablet. He took a deep breath and said to Zhao Ziyan beside him, later rising from the hospital bed, walk out of the ward quickly. Go straight to the stone monument. Not long after, he rushed to the mysterious stone monument, but found, quietly, 4 ancient Chinese characters appeared on the originally wordless stone tablet. Jisha Academy. Yang Yamo took a breath of air and muttered these 4 words. Dean, what did you say? Zhao Ziyan, who hurried over, looked at Yang Emo worriedly, with confusion on her face. You didn't see the words on the stone tablet? Yang Emo turned around and was keenly aware of the abnormality. Are there any words on the stone tablet? Zhao Ziyan opened her eyes wide and looked at the stone tablet carefully. A bewildered Yang Emo frowned, but he started thinking crazily in his mind. Obviously, only you can see the words that appear on the stone tablet. What is it? What makes him different from Zhao Ziyan and others? Can he suddenly see the words on the stone tablet? There is also the inside of the stele. The hidden Jisho Academy contains many students studying and old men giving lectures. Are they humans or ghosts? Why does this mysterious stone tablet appear among the rewards of the civilization trial? What exactly is it? A series of questions point one after another. Even though he was a reborn person, his thoughts were numb at this time and he couldn't figure it out. This stone tablet, he had never seen it in his previous life. There are actually words behind the stone tablet? Full of doubts, Yang Emo circled around the stone tablet. Soon, the pupils shrank again, staring straight at the back of the stone tablet. I saw that on the back of the dark, 3-meter-high stone stele, there were 4 other words engraved in ancient Chinese characters. China Yongchang. Chapter 64. The third round of trials begins, and the new race is finally here. These 4 words, vigorous and powerful. The pen walks like a dragon. There is an indescribable sharpness. The reward of the civilization trial, on the back is engraved with China Yongchang? Yang Mo's heart trembled, and he suddenly felt a numb scalp. Oh no, this mysterious stone tablet is a reward from the civilization trial. The purpose of the civilization trial is to test each civilization and survive the fittest. In previous lives, China was destroyed by the trials of civilization. Available now, the rewards for the civilization trial have the words China Yongchang engraved on the back. Dean? Dean? Zhao Ziyan on the side suddenly shouted a few times and asked with concern, "Are you okay?" She noticed Yang Emo has been a little nervous since he woke up from coma. Everything is wrong, I'm fine. Yang Emo took a long breath to dispel the doubts in his mind, looked at the stone tablet again. Whether it is the text on the front or the back, only you can see it. The rest, all they saw was a wordless stone tablet. This shows some people don't want the words Jisha Academy and Huaxia Yongchang to be exposed. China Yongchang. Facing the back of the stone tablet, he bowed and bowed. I recited these 4 words silently in my heart. No matter what secrets the stone tablet hides, but judging from the current information, it may be of great help to China's technological improvement. Of course. To be sure, he still needs to enter Jisha Academy again to confirm. To open a stone tablet, at least 112-sided crystals are required. Thinking of this, Yang Emo couldn't help but rub his forehead. The institute's current inventory, only 75 left. There is simply not enough consumption to open the stone tablet again. But if China can fully understand the technology of controllable nuclear fusion and fully utilize nuclear energy, maybe it would be much easier to open the stone tablet. The third round of civilization trials has officially begun. At this time, high in the sky, the gray mist rises and surges. A majestic voice sounded, shaking in the sky above the earth. A series of black lights and shadows stepping into the earth from an unknown space, falling like a meteor in various countries. The third round has begun. Yang Emo raised his head, his eyes dim. At the same time, after the third round of trials starts, countries responded immediately and quickly launched emergency preparation measures. America's chosen one. New humans in Gaul, the super soldier of the White Bear Kingdom, the divine ninjas of Sakura Country, under the organization of various countries, all extraordinary people are on standby. Search for traces of monsters ready to suppress at any time. After the first and second round of panic, countries are growing rapidly, trying every means to continue their civilization and resist the monster crisis. Oilpipe, the world's largest video platform, people in various countries learned that new monsters were coming, and they became uneasy again. Worry and fear. The Book of Mountains and Seas on hand was even torn. What kind of monster will come this time? Can our country stop it? The chosen one should be able to defeat them, right? Everyone must believe in our new humans in Gaul. They have mastered supernatural power, capable of fighting monsters. Speaking of which, the monsters are too insidious, and the method used is to stay and disperse, otherwise our large-scale thermal weapons can definitely kill them all at once. You must not give these monsters time to develop. Have you seen the news? Third-level undead have been born in those small countries that are out of control. Despite having gone through the first 2 rounds of trials, but people from all over the world are still afraid of monsters, worried that this time the monster is too abnormal. The first round of undead. With astonishing defense, astonishing destruction, and astonishing resilience, The kidnapping of cities for food has been deeply remembered by people from all over the world. Second round copycat. He is good at the art of transformation and can perfectly transform into anyone. He can fake the real thing and lurk in all walks of life, even high-level officials of the country. It's hard to guard against. God knows what kind of perverted monster will appear in the third round. The United States Department of Defense, the entire department is in a state of high tension and busyness. Everyone. We are all preparing for the monsters that will come in the third round. Has China's Monster Research Institute still not issued an announcement on monster research? Jobs looked at his secretary and asked. You have asked this for the 9th time this morning. The secretary looked resentful. Since the arrival of the monster, Jobs has been studying the classic of mountains and seas, and he would ask a question every now and then. His ears are almost calloused. Ahem, where is the satellite? Have you captured any anomalies within the territory? Jobs coughed dryly and asked again. No, the secretary shook his head. Our country's Starlink system has been scanning all cities in the country and has only discovered a few incidents caused by the 001 undead. 2 people have been dispatched. The chosen ones went to suppress it. The FBI has also launched a comprehensive domestic surveillance mechanism to search for any clues about monsters in the country, but no abnormalities have been found so far. Jobs clicked. Nod. He showed a little bit of relief. Today, the team of chosen ones in the United States has expanded to 150 people, all of whom have mastered extraordinary abilities to deal with monsters, being more and more comfortable. It's a pity. There is more than 90% chance of sudden death if the human body absorbs the 12-sided crystal. The chosen one experiment is not mature yet. Otherwise, he and many high-level officials in the United States would have already used the 12-sided crystal to evolve into the chosen one. Pay close attention to the domestic trends, and if there are traces of abnormal monsters, quickly dispatch the chosen ones to suppress them. He took a deep breath and then warned, in addition, once the Chinese Monster Research Institute announces new research results or special operations, notify me as soon as possible. Finished. He picked up the Book of Mountains and Seas he carried with him again. He lowered his head and continued to read, trying to learn information about monsters. The United States. Florida. In a certain villa, the third round of trials has finally begun. A young woman with blonde hair and blue eyes had red eyes and was about to shed tears of excitement. 10 days ago, she traveled across the ocean and flew across the Pacific Ocean with a pair of wings, escaped from China and came here. Suck it up. Developed silently. Finally, waiting for the start of the third round of trials. Think of this. She picked up her phone and clicked on a group chat she had created. I edited a message and sent it out. My cousin and his race have arrived in China. Please wait patiently. When I contact my cousin using the secret method of race, I will take you back to China. News went out. The group instantly exploded. Others reacted more excitedly than she did. I have had nightmares every day for the past 10 days in Gaul, being hunted by the Chinese. I can finally end this nightmare. Sister Yan, please contact your cousins quickly. I just want to kill them now. Go back to China and take revenge. Sister Yan's cousin is from a fighting race, and he is born with 2 killing talents. The mission is to destroy China. It's finally done. After learning that the patron was coming, everyone is no longer as submissive as before. Everyone is rebellious, crying like crazy. I wish I could return to China immediately to avenge my humiliation and escape.